Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Today, I want to talk to you all about the impact of a conversation and understanding how the words that you use and the words that you choose impact the lives of others, especially when you are passionate and love what you do. And this has kind of been a recurring theme in my life lately. And so I talked a little bit about it the other day on my Instagram stories, and then I deleted it because I was like, it's too hard to share this in such short snippets. And so I decided to do a Facebook Live about it. And for those of you who don't know, I've been in business for almost 15 years now. And when you've been in business this long, it's this really strange thing happens. And one of the things that happens is that people who you haven't spoken to in years start to reach out to you. And part of the reason why they're reaching out to me now is because I am also like totally dominating the content world. I'm posting on Facebook, I'm posting on Instagram, I'm posting on LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, like we're just crushing it. And I share this with you because it's been this really weird trend, but it's an amazing trend. And so late last year, one of my clients who I hadn't spoken to, it reached out to me, and they are a huge advocate of mine now. They're probably going to become an affiliate. They're just like simply amazing. And they reached out simply because they saw what I was doing. And then about 2 weeks ago, somebody who I met in 2008, and at the time, this person was a former corporate person over at Bank of America. And we had a conversation about entrepreneurship and how you can make fast decisions and how, you know, you can really move the needle forward and be in control, and you're not waiting for the powers that be in the corporate world to like take 6 months to make a decision. And then again, last week I had another person who I met probably in 2010 who reached out and was like, James, you know, I've been seeing what you've been doing, and I think that you understand this smaller business space really well, and I need your help to help me put myself out there. And all because of conversations that we had, right? All because I sat down and I asked questions and I listened and I took the time to hear what the pain points of the person is on the other side of the table. Now, of course, not everybody can wait, you know, 2008 was a decade ago. I couldn't wait, 10 years for a client to come to me, right, and still be in business. But what I want you to understand is that when you start to have those conversations with people and you meet someone in person and you share your story and you ask them questions about their story and you really engage in a dialogue that's meaningful, you leave an impact, okay? Now, the gentleman that was the former corporate B of A person is now the president of his own company that is a multi-million-dollar small business. And he still to this day reflects back on that conversation and in some ways is like, James, like I think about that conversation. I love how you positioned entrepreneurship. And that to me, I met that person once in person. He was a colleague of my parents and that has stuck with him. Okay. And so when you can actually engage with someone on that human level and create that dialogue that leaves an impact, and then you connect with them on Facebook or you connect with them on LinkedIn or you stay in touch via text message or email marketing or whatever that is, those people will come back to you. Okay. And now I know that that sounds bananas because that seems like eons ago, right? But that's the power of having a social media and content domination strategy in place. Like that's the ability for you to be able to connect with someone and them to remember you. Same thing with this other gentleman. Like I met him out socially here in Newport. He moved to Texas and reached out to me because he saw my YouTube videos or was on my website or whatever. And that's the thing that I want you to remember is that just because you are not necessarily getting gazillions of clients right now, or you think, oh, I had this great conversation with this person and then they didn't buy from me, right? Or I had this great conversation with this person and they're, a corporate person, they're not an ideal client. It's like, well, you don't know how your life is going to change, and you don't know how, you don't know how the words that you say are going to leave an impact and potentially help inspire them or move somebody forward, or to be able to give them life, right, in terms of their business or whatever. And so my message to you today is, I don't want you to feel discouraged ever. Like, get out there, connect with people, meet new people, like have those conversations, just speak to people, ask them questions and listen. Because here's the thing, one of my favorite books is How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. I forget who it's by, I can look it up, but I'm gonna grab my calculator, because one of the things that he talks about in that book is, if you meet 10 new people every single day, so 10 new people times 5 days a week, that's 50 people a week, okay? And then if you meet 50 new people a week times 4.2 weeks, or 50, let's do 50 people a week times 52 weeks in a year, that's 2,600 new people that you've met in a year, okay? And then that's amazing, right? So imagine if you took this philosophy. If you said, I am going to book 3 appointments with people where I'm all about giving, right? Like, I'm going to connect with 3 people on a daily basis and give. So 3 people times, that's 15 people a week, that's 45 people a week, times, 3 times 5, just doing the math. I am clearly not a mathematician. 45 times 52, that's 2,300 new people a year. And if you can show up on a daily basis and connect with 3 people a day, right, in a meaningful way. I'm not talking about like, hey, how you doing at the coffee shop? Like, sit down and spend time with 3 people a week. Maybe it's somebody who would be in your like sphere of influence, right? Who would be a good complement to your business. Or maybe it's somebody who's not quite ready to be a client, but could be in the future. Or maybe it's somebody who's a little bit further ahead than where you are in your business. Like, if you have people who fit those 3 spaces, go ahead and set appointments with them and get to 15 appointments a day. Even if you get to 10 appointments, 10 appointments a day. I don't want you to do 10 appointments a day. My goal for you is set whatever goal is realistic for you, okay? Like, in that book, How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in selling, or with selling, that guy's a salesman. He sells in, investments, life insurance. That's not always realistic for every single one of us as entrepreneurs, but what I want you to understand is that your primary role is to get your word out there. It is to sell, it is to share, it is to be a pillar in your community. And so whatever it is that you feel comfortable committing to, I love the idea of C3 set 3, even if you only do that 3 days a week. If you do that 3 days a week, that gives you 9 new people a week. 9 new people a week times 52 weeks is 468 people a year that you will have meaningfully connected with. And I would contend that if you can connect with 468 people on a personal one-on-one level per year, you will by accident be successful. And let me just tell you, I have always taken the philosophy, whenever I'm in business, for as long as I've been in business, I never know who I'm sitting next to. And I've always felt that way, right? So when I go out to lunch, I use it as an opportunity to who is this person sitting next to me? I have no problem striking up a conversation. Yes, I'm slightly introverted, but for me to talk to somebody about what they do, it's super natural. And so I can't tell you how many people I've met having lunch at a coffee shop, at an airport, at all of these different places, because I was willing to slow down and really connect and leave an impression with that person. I used to have stacks and stacks of business cards, and you never know who you're going to be sitting next to. And therefore, when you take this philosophy and you flip the switch of saying, I want to have an impactful conversation and a dialogue with somebody, you're going to be able to change the way in which you connect with those people. And when you change the way you connect with those people, that is when you'll have people coming back to you. Maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's 16 months, maybe it's 8 years, like in my case, but you never know how that conversation is going to impact somebody later on. And so this week, my goal for you is to set a goal with how many people you're going to go out and connect with and do that. Whether you take the C3 new people, set 3 new appointments a day philosophy, or you just simply say, I'm going to get to 5 new people. I'm going to do 1 a day every day for the entire week. I want you to know that it's going to change the way in which you do business, because those people are going to want to connect with you on Facebook. They're going to want to connect with you on Instagram. They're going to introduce you to other people. And it becomes this ripple effect of one conversation that you had. And so I want you to go out there and connect. I want you to go have impactful conversations, and I want you to have fun while doing it, right? We are all entrepreneurs because we wanted to make a bigger impact in the world. So go out there and make that impact. And if you want to learn how to, in under 30 minutes, take one piece of content and turn it into 2 weeks worth of social media posts, head on over to www.omgnurture.com and grab my free training on how to do that. And I hope you all have a super fantastical, successful day. Have a good one.